Priscilla Joyce Ford was a mass murderer who was eventually sentenced to death. Priscilla had been diagnosed as having paranoid schizophrenia with violent tendencies. She had actually been treated by 7 different hospitals, but she was released from them all and eventually moved to Reno, Nevada in 1980. On Thanksgiving Day in 1980, Ford got behind the wheel of her 1974 Lincoln Continental while under the influence. Her blood alcohol ratio was .162, over twice the legal limit to drive. She drove her blue Lincoln onto a sidewalk in downtown Reno, Nevada. She drove down the sidewalk for 100 feet, driving as fast as 40 miles per hour, deliberately striking pedestrians. When police arrived on the scene, Ford did not resist when they asked her to exit her vehicle. An officer at the scene of the crime named Officer Oakes stated that Ford was actually remarkably calm. When she asked Oakes how many people she had killed, he responded that she killed 5 or 6, and her response to him was good. Another officer stated that Ford had said, "The more dead, the better." Her heinous actions killed 7 people and injured 23 more. On August 4th, 1981, Ford was found competent to stand trial. That trial lasted almost 5 months. After 13 hours of deliberation, the jury found Ford guilty on 6 counts of murder and 23 counts of attempted murder on March 19, 1982. Even though 7 people had actually died that Thanksgiving, there were issues in the indictment that caused Ford to only be charged with 6 murders. Ford's lawyer claimed that she was mentally ill with schizophrenia and she should not be put to death. Rather, she should spend the rest of her life in a mental institution. Ford herself testified on the stand that she was the reincarnation of Jesus Christ and she was incapable of sin. However, the district attorney disagreed with her and called her evil personified, and he fought for Ford to be found legally sane. On March 28, 1982, the jury decided that she was to be put to death. Ford tried to appeal against her death sentence, but it failed every time. And on January 29, 2005, Ford died of emphysema when she was 75 years old at the Southern Nevada Women's Correctional Center in North Las Vegas, Nevada. This is for informational purposes only, and in no way should these types of actions be glorified, nor the people responsible. There are monsters among us. We must learn from our past and be preemptive. Regardless of motive, violence should always be a last resort as a method for inducing or provoking social change. Actions that lead to the taking of lives of innocent people is simply not justified.